and if it's the game in Denver, it might be the biggest game because they haven't played a home playoff game in so long. So that's fair. Listen, are the Chiefs in trouble in Denver? No. In modern NFL history, no one, not even Brady over Buffalo, no one has owned a singular opponent the way Patrick has owned the Broncos.
Yeah.
We can show you the record, and he's 13-1. So the most recent on that list is Steve Young, other than Patrick. So it's all last century. Otto Graham's a monster.
He had like 7 rings.
No, he's a monster. Terry Bradshaw was making the GOAT case for Otto Graham recently. And Patrick started his career as a rookie with a win over Denver. He had one of his first national highlights, his first year starting, the left-handed pass on Monday Night Football against Denver. Now, to be fair, while his record is the best of any opponent, his stats are not. And that dates back to when Vic Fangio was the DC there, and the Chiefs would always win, but it'd give Patrick a little bit of trouble. The off a bye, of course, helps. But what I think helps even more is all that nonsense Sean Payton talked last year about how we really liked our matchup in round 2, which would have been Kansas City. And the fact that the Chiefs, this is also one of the biggest regular season games Patrick's ever played in. Because they don't typically play in really meaningful. This is why I said he's never lost a meaningful regular season game, because they haven't played many, and
particularly this late.
Right, this late in the year. Right, early in the year, you don't know where you're going to be, and so I think you have a motivated, mostly healthy, locked-in Chiefs team, and a Denver team that no matter what they try to spin, cannot possibly feel good about the performance the last time they were out there. And so, yeah, I think I don't think the Chiefs are in trouble.
Okay, first off, saying that Patrick Mahomes has never lost a meaningful game in the regular season is just blatantly false. Okay, first off, it was a meaningful game against the Buffalo Bills literally a couple weeks ago. Don't pretend like that wasn't an important, meaningful game. So that alone is insane. Talking about the Chiefs' record against Denver right now, like that means anything when the Broncos, since Mahomes got to the league, it's been a revolving door of quarterbacks and coaches. I mean, I went through the one time because Nick constantly repeats this, and I'm just like, are we serious right now? Like, even with Fangio coaching, because that's what everyone said, and we talked about that during the Super Bowl, during that 2-week period leading up to the Super Bowl, because I'm saying, oh, Mahomes owns Fangio, I'm like, look at the quarterbacks. I went through all of it. I'm like, the quarterback play is insane right now. Like, what are we talking about right now? And so, like, this whole idea that it's even remotely impressive what Patrick Mahomes has done to the Denver Broncos, considering the circumstances of Denver, which Denver fans know they have the front row seat to it. They'll be the first ones to tell you how much of a mess everything has been. So celebrating that, to me, it's like me walking into a elementary school and bragging about being the tallest person there. Yeah, I'm taller than a bunch of those 8-year-olds. You see how big I am relative to that 3rd grade class? What's up? How you doing? Just bizarre. It really is. It's bizarre. And Broncos fans will be the first ones to say, yep, absolutely. We have not been good. So it's just weird. It is. It's just weird to me. Just doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. So that's the aside. This is not the Broncos Super Bowl, right? I take such issue with those types of statements. Why Chiefs play another team Super Bowl this week? No, this is an incredibly important game because the division is at stake. The Broncos need to show that they can play great against a really great competitive team when the stakes matter at home, etc., right? Like, this is like all about the Broncos building something. This isn't just, hey, we want to be able to beat the Chiefs because we want to beat the Chiefs. Like, I'm so sick of those Super Bowl type comments. Like, it's so, infantilizing. Like, it's just, I kind of find it gross, honestly. I actually really do. It's a genuine pet peeve of mine. And it's funny because I used it the other day, and I used it though positively. I used it in a positive way, not a negative way when the Packers played the Eagles. And I was like, man, the Packers are treating this like it's their Super Bowl right now. The way how this defense is coming out. And it was just like that's how intense the Packers D came out. And I was like, I'm saying this positively, but it's often used in the negative and it's just obnoxious. It's just obnoxious. It really is. And then that's how we invent these nonsense, right? Like the Chiefs really didn't want to beat the Bills, even just last year, for instance. Like really, it was a really important game when the Chiefs were not playing well, and then they lost to the Raiders, Christmas Day. Like this was not a team that was cruising, or was in a position to be like, yep, we're good. We're gonna get the #1 seed first round. Like they needed wins. They needed to take care of business against Aiden O'Connell and the Raiders, and they didn't. Like that was a meaningful game. I love how like if you lose, it's not really that meaningful. Like what do we, it's just absurd to me. It's just so absurd. And I'm not going to say that the Chiefs are in trouble in Denver. That's not the take either, because I do think the Broncos need to play significantly better to beat a team like the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm pumped for this. And here's what's interesting, because when the Chiefs lost to, say, I don't know, checks notes, the Chargers and the Eagles, it was, well, we don't have Xavier Worthy. Well, we don't have Rashid Ray. Well, we don't. The Broncos have injuries now. They're missing their running back, missing a receiver, missing their most important defensive player. Like, they're missing a bunch of guys. They're actually missing more important players and a higher number of important players than the Chiefs did. And yet, the Chiefs couldn't beat the Chargers. They couldn't beat the Eagles. They struggled with Russell Wilson and the New York Giants. Weird. Do you think he'd offer if the Broncos lose this game against Chiefs? Do you think that will be a reason, an allowable reason why, or no? Will it just be like, I told you so. I'm going to drop banners and have a party. What do you guys think? We know. It's called a rhetorical question. But this still is all on the Broncos' shoulders, which is I've said now repeated. I've said this now for the last couple of weeks. Obviously, I didn't know exactly what the injury situation was going to look like, but, you know, it just is what it is. And it's not like the Chiefs have been playing this otherworldly play. Although, I was talking about this with my dad recently. You should not be able to have a bye before going against a division rival. It's such an massive advantage. Nick Wright himself just said that helps. Like what? That's like, not really fair, quite frankly, for any team. There should be no teams that are allowed to have a bye and then immediately play their division rival. A team that they obviously know so well that you can prepare for. It's like that's, you know, it's we see this now. The margins are so narrow in the NFL right now. Every little thing matters. Every little thing matters. And I don't think it's an inherently fair and it's an easily solvable problem. But that's what makes, if the Broncos win this game, so much more profound. Because in the Broncos are like, we're injured, we're definitely not full strength. And it's not like we're missing like, oh, Billy and Johnny and Mike. We're missing like key, crucial players for our team here. We're missing crucial playmakers on offense and defense. We're missing our Rashid Rice, our Pacheco, our Xavier. Like we're missing dudes that you said, well, of course we're going to lose. We don't have these guys. And if Mahomes and Andy and that great defense can't find a way. And so if the Broncos come away with that win, also beating Andy and Mahomes off a bye, I mean, it ends up being massive. It ends up being the biggest boost. And not only will the players get tremendous credit, but then like also that coaching staff for preparing and game planning. Because there's no way you're going to magically win this game without just. Or you're going to be like, that was Sean, right? Like that. Wow, that was the game plan right there. They knew exactly what they wanted to do. They had an answer for, right? It's not going to be an accidental win. And again, Nick keeps trying to like rub Sean Payton's face in the dirt by saying that he likes the matchup against the Chiefs. How dare he feel good about his team? How dare he believe that he can beat a team that he had nearly beat, in the regular season, earlier on the road in Arrowhead that took a blocked field goal to lose. How dare he feel good about that? How dare he feel good about his team? How dare he? Like it just keeps acting like it's a ridiculous thing to say. Like it's insulting. It's ridiculous. Said it was insulting that the Eagles were favored to win the Super Bowl last year when it was the Final Four. It was insulting. It was a disgrace. No superstar quarterback has ever been as disrespected as Patrick Mahomes. What was the score of that game? I don't remember. So, can we stop at the theatrics? Can we stop with the pearl clutching? Can we stop at the a coach said something positive about his team because he believes that they could win games? Can we stop like dancing around and be like, oh, no player ever owns another team more than Patrick owns. The Denver Broncos beating Johnny Wilson and Michael Lewis at quarterback. Like it's just like, what are we even saying right now? Like it's just like, you know, if I play one-on-one basketball with my 9-year-old nephew, he's not going to get a single shot off. Am I going to be like, I'm 37-0 against him? It's like, what's the score? 130-0. It's like, come on, man. If this was actually like a legit, if it was Sean Payton, if it was Bo Nix, right? Like, then I could understand. It's not what this is. What's your record against the Broncos since Sean Payton arrived? What's the record? What does it look like? How have the games looked? Closer. More competitive. That's weird. Coaching matters. Players matter. Quarterbacks matter. Rosters matter. Oh, okay. Gotcha. That makes sense. I didn't know that. I'm new to this whole football thing. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Kansas City Chiefs being in trouble in Denver? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.